Roadrunners Hall of Fame Class of 2024, the 2010-2011 women's basketball team.
This season's been a dream. I mean, I don't think in my wildest dreams I imagined we would be here. We did talk about, I put on our schedule deliberately that Elite Eight, I put the dates until the national championship game so we could start thinking that way, that we're going to be in NCAA tournaments.
The pieces were in place for this Roadrunners team to have a great season. A brand new head coach with incredible coaching pedigree, a returning class that had scoring, defense, and depth, and a returning all-conference post who stepped away from the game for a few years, who was itching to get back on the court. It didn't take long for this squad to realize they had something special brewing in the Mile High City.
I think we were solid at every position, honestly. And then it helped that we had the experience of playing with each other. And so when we had the additional players come in, it just fit like a glove.
2 wins in a row became 5 wins in a row, then to 10 in a row, then to a program record 15 wins in a row.
When we went undefeated for at least 10 games, I was like, okay. I mean, before that, I knew as long as I had, these 7, 10 girls by my side, we're not going to get beat because no one hated to lose more than we hated to lose.
A loss in Durango to Fort Lewis ended the winning streak, but one loss could have become 2 against Adams State the next night.
Sitting next to her at the end of the game, which that rarely happens. And so we both looked at the scoreboard. We looked at each other and we're like, this isn't happening again. And sure enough, we had another hard game that next day, but we were able to recover.
The heroics of Jasmine Cervantes kept that from happening, and the team would go on and win their next 12 in a row.
Coach drew up a play that I was going to get the ball, Kristen was going to set a screen for me, and I was going to take it to the basket. Either I was going to take it or dish it off to a shooter. And that mentality, we just had to take it and go. I wasn't able to get that screen, but I took it to the basket and we were able to knock it down.
I mean, she's just got ice cold veins, just nothing really. I never, as a teammate, ever saw her phased by much.
The team would finish the RMAC season with a remarkable 21-1 record, winning the regular season championship.
I think because I went to the tournament every year at Metro, I think the biggest difference that I can remember is how you mentioned at the beginning of this interview of we do what we do. And I remember just feeling calm confidence of just hey, we go out there and do exactly what we know how to do and we listen to what coach has to say and we play for each other. We're gonna win.
It was on to the NCAA tournament where the squad defeated Winona State and 9th-ranked Wayne State in the first 2 rounds. That set up a date with Adams State in the regional finals, and the Grizzlies jumped out to a 20-6 lead. But the defense and the play from the region's most valuable player led the Roadrunners to the 49-36 win and a trip to the program's first ever berth into the Elite Eight.
The thing about this team is that we never gave up, never, and we would go hard all 4 quarters.
I think at the time, even at the end when they're announcing that we're the winners, giving us the trophy, you realize all the hard work you've put in, but you want more. You're ready for that next game. But I do remember just that time, just enjoying being with my team and all the families there. And it was looking from there until now, it's still kind of surreal. Wow, we did that.
This women's basketball team won a program record 30 games that season, reached as high as number 5 in the national polls, while winning its first ever NCAA tournament game. It was a season this team would never forget.
Just the overall vibe of the team from top to bottom, right? So even the players that were playing the most minutes to the freshmen who were playing sometime, because we were up by 20 or 30, got no playing time in the postseason, like Sully, or Carissa Gillen, who had multiple concussions that year and was the biggest cheerleader for us. I mean, everybody just bought into whatever that role was for them, and it was beautiful, and I don't know how often that happens.
The 2010-2011 women's basketball team, Roadrunners Hall of Fame Class of 2024.
So I have a little confession about that play at the end of the game. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, Jazz, but DC, you'll appreciate this. Jazz was a very coachable player, always listened, everything, and just a really great point guard. But I am so thankful that during that play, she did absolutely nothing that I told her to do. Because she was actually smarter than I was and knew there wasn't enough time to run a set and do this and do that. She just took the ball and went and made the shot. So thanks for not listening that one time and bailing me out. I definitely want to congratulate the other inductees. DC, it sure didn't take you long to catch up and keep up with that, so congratulations to you. Mitch, I find it hard to believe that you had no other offers. I actually talked to your the coach, that Damien, that you knew, your coach in Australia. And I said, I want the female version of Mitch McCarron. He goes, you're not getting that because he should have been going Division I. So congratulations to you. Luke, I never got the chance to see you play, but congratulations. And also to Mark, congratulations. What an honor for this team to be part of this class. So we are very honored. I do have a few thank yous. First of all, the Hall of Fame committee, Joe Q, for recognizing this very, very deserving team to be in the Hall of Fame. I know they're extremely excited and happy to be here. Joan McDermott for believing in me and hiring me, because I never would have this opportunity to experience such a season like this. So I really appreciate you. Thank you. And I would like to recognize Linda Lappy, the coach that was here before me. Unfortunately, she can't be here tonight. But we definitely share this honor with her, and some of us were able to see her last night, so we definitely share this with her. You know, it's funny when you look back on a season like we had, and you think about all the things that had to fall in place for the season to turn out like it did. And when I first got to Metro, I had no idea what to expect. I'd only met two of the players during my interview, and that was Jazz Cervantes, and Emily. So I went into Joan's office one day and I said, you know, I think I need to go make home visits to all the players so I can get to know them better and they can get to know me. And she says, I think that's a pretty good idea. And so off I went to Minnesota, Utah, Texas, New Mexico, and all the local players. And during my meetings with them and meeting with their families, I felt a real hunger and a willingness to win, and not only to win, but do what it would take to win. Alyssa Benson, who I went to go see in Minnesota, she actually said, you know, we really want to work really hard. And I'd never had a player like that during a home visit say something like that. So I was like, well, I sure hope this is true, that they can follow through with that. And then the day that Cassondra Bratton slipped a note under my office door saying that she wanted to meet and she wanted to play. And even though she hadn't played for a couple of years, my instincts were telling me that I should have her join the team. And I'd known her a long time. I'd watched her play through the years. So once again, I go into Joan McDermott's office, and I tell her, I said, you know, I think this would be a good idea to have her play. And once again, she says, I think that would be a good idea. In her mentoring, not mentoring way that only Joan McDermott can do. So. And I do think it was a good idea. I think it worked out. What do you think? So as the season progressed and the wins were starting to pile up, you could start feeling a trust as the season went along, the trust between the coaches and the players. And most importantly, the trust that the players had amongst themselves. And we had the saying that was mentioned in the video. And people kept asking us, how are you winning? Everybody was like, didn't think that we were very good, because like, how are you winning these games? And it was really simple. We would just keep saying, we do what we do. And what this team did was win and win a lot. But more importantly, this is a team that embodied everything that MSU, or Metro State, sorry, Dr. Davidson, was back then, that was all about. It certainly embodied that. The first thing is that we were tough and we worked hard. We were willing to do whatever it took to win. Everything that I felt in those home visits was coming to fruition. And more times than not, we might have played teams that might have had a little more talent than we did, although we had a lot of talent. But we just flat out worked teams most of the time. Defensively, we were the top 5 in the country in field goal percentage defense and scoring defense. And there were games that if we weren't scoring very much, the shots weren't falling, and that always happened, we had no problem, this team had no problem grinding it out and holding teams into the 40s. In fact, the first game during that season, we beat MSU Billings 49-46. And even that regional championship game, we won that game 49-36 after falling behind 20-6 after the first 10 minutes of the game. And as I have found out since, to have a team that's willing to do something like that is a rarity. So they had no problem doing that. I really appreciate that. The second thing that they were competitive. This is a team that refused to lose. And as they said in the video, C and Jazz said in the video, they hated losing more than they loved winning. This provided for some competitive practices. And there was one time when we had a scrimmage, and Jazz accidentally trips one of our practice players, our assistant, David Wells, so he couldn't get a layup to win the game. And I think they had a little bit of words over that, but anyway. The other thing is that they were extremely selfless. Every player on this team not only knew their role, but accepted their role, embraced their role, and ultimately thrived in their roles. And everybody was willing to do whatever it took was willing to sacrifice for the good of the team. And I think one of the best examples that I have of this was back in that regional final game. Adams State had a player, Vera Jo Bustos, who had literally shot their team to the regional final. And she just appeared unstoppable. But Emily Wood, Alyssa Benson, and Candace Cohen had other ideas, and they took it upon themselves to chase this girl all over the gym for 40 minutes, and they forced her into 3 for 18 shooting night and 1 for 9 from the 3, which I just thought was amazing. And that's something that never showed up on a stat sheet, that they did that work, but it was so vital to our victory. In short, we were scrappy, which is how our former president, Dr. Jordan, used the term that he used to describe Roadrunners. We were definitely scrappy. And as I experienced this tonight and, so excited about this evening, the 3 emotions that are foremost in my mind tonight as we celebrate this very special team were, the first one is grateful. I am so grateful for the magical ride that you guys gave everybody that I was so fortunate to be a part of. I'm grateful for each and every one of our journeys that brought us together. I'm also grateful for the relationships that developed as a result. And even though as a team we don't get to see each other that often, we will always share that bond forever. And now it's so fun, one of the best things about being a coach, watching the people on this team as they become mothers, fathers, and all the different professions that they've chosen to do, watching them grow up. It's just one of the best things about being a coach. And the winning was just a byproduct of all those journeys and all those relationships. And the one thing that I know for sure is that this team did so much more for me than I could have ever done for them. I guess it wouldn't be right without someone crying up here tonight, everybody. The second emotion is I have so much pride, so proud of all the players and the staff for their accomplishments. And to see the pride that I saw last night with them and the pride tonight of all of them here. And I also have so much pride that I feel for all the families that were able to make it here tonight. And the last emotion is just sheer joy. I'll never forget the moment on the Zoom call last summer when I was able to tell them the great news and see the expressions on their faces. And I have been waiting so anxiously for this day, in this night, for them ever since that phone call. It's been mentioned a couple times tonight, but success of any kind never happens alone. So for us to be able to go into this Hall of Fame together tonight as a team, I can't think of a better and more just reward for every member of this team, players and staff alike, for all of their hard work. And I can't tell them how much I thank them for that. We have a group text going, and I recently renamed that group text Hall of Famers, because that is what they so deservingly are tonight. And it is my honor to introduce them. And I love you all, and congratulations. Come on up.
As they file in, I have a short and sweet message. I took some notes because I'm not a public speaker and none of them volunteered, so I'm more than happy to represent. On the behalf of our 2010-11 basketball team, I'm deeply honored to speak on every one of these ladies' behalf. We made it. It feels surreal. This day has finally arrived. That season was like a fairy tale. It was magical. It was kind of a Cinderella story that just got better and better. We all embraced the process, and the rest became history, literally. We had no idea at the time that we were breaking and setting so many records together. I think Alyssa said it best 13 years ago. We are the best team in the world, according to Metro State history anyway. First, I want to express our gratitude to the Hall of Fame committee for giving this honor to our team. Your recognition not only validates our achievements, but it also brings back and validates those feelings that we have from that year, and being able to share it together is, well, we're so grateful, so thank you. To our coaches, your guidance, wisdom, and confidence in us as competitors were instrumental. You let us be ourselves, play our game, and helped us see that if we all play together, we can beat anyone, except for Fort Lewis. They got away twice. But I'll tell you something, if they come to those doors right now, the heels are coming off, we're taking them to the rack. That's happening. But seriously, coaches, thank you for your commitment. This honor is as much ours as it is yours. To our families, friends, and fans, y'all were the real deal. You were dedicated to our success. Drove up mountains, jumped on planes, rode the bus with us. Your belief in us was what drove us. The induction is a tribute to your belief in us. So thank you for your continued support. Thank you for being here tonight to cheer us on one more time. Most importantly, to my teammates, it's through our combined efforts and willingness to sacrifice ego that we all stand here today, forever bonded by the memories and accomplishments that we achieved together. I often tell the team I coach now about our squad. We had a bunch of beasts on our team from top to bottom. There wouldn't be a fight that I wouldn't take each and every one of you to. I wish you guys lived a little bit closer so I could have you on speed dial, just in case. But I love you all, and I carry you in my heart. Sorry, I love you guys, but what I'm trying to say is I'll carry you in my heart always. You guys will always have a place from me. Thanks. As we accept this honor, we do so humbly with the admiration for the women who blazed the trail before us. We want to recognize their contributions, and we promise to uphold the spirit of this recognition for future generations. Thank you again for this incredible honor. We, the 2010-2011 Metro State Women's Basketball Team, are forever grateful for this opportunity to be part of Metro's distinguished Hall of Fame. Thank you. Go Runners.